The best documentaries touch on a common truth of humanity. Regardless of the subject matter, the core essence of the content at hand draws a parallel to universal themes. Video game documentaries are no different. Sure, you might not know what a kill stream means or why Xbox's Summer of Arcade was such a landmark program for indie game developers, but through the course of a documentary, you'll be able to contextualize a hyper-specific gaming jargon and find the kernel of truth. With that said, these batch of video game documentaries are definitely worth your time. King of Kong. Released in 2007, this documentary tells the tale of Steve Wiebe, your average working man just trying to make ends meet who just can't seem to catch a break. He picks up the hobby of playing the classic Nintendo game, Donkey Kong, and gets bit by the chase for the high score record. What seemed to be an innocuous goal actually collides with the world of classic game enthusiasts. He makes a nemesis out of the Pac-Man champion, Billy Mitchell, and goes head to head in a battle to be the best. King of Kong is basically the opposite of the Karate Kid, where the nerds are actually Cobra Kai. Highly recommended. Free to play. This documentary was released free on digital channels. It focuses on one of the current top esports titles, Dota 2. The documentary breaks down some of the core mechanics of the game, but really puts an emphasis on their star players and the journey they took to reach the top. A great documentary that gives you an idea of what an esports competitor looks like, while also giving you a basic breakdown of Dota 2. League of Legends Origins. Released in 2019 and helmed by the masterful Leslie Uworks, the documentary follows the rise of League of Legends, hands down the top esports title at the moment. It charts the humble beginnings of Riot Games, the company behind League of Legends. It shows the many blunders they took in their earlier years as they were trying to set up the competitive scene. This documentary touches on a wide array of subjects in addition to the game itself, such as the general perception of esports and gamers and the toxicity that exists within the gaming community. It's a fantastic entry point for people not familiar with gamers and esports and gives them a firmer grip on the space. Indie Game the Movie. This documentary chronicles the development of 3 now classic indie games: Jonathan Blow's Braid, Team Meat's Super Meat Boy, and Phil Fish's Fez. It shows the trials and tribulations of individuals who are so passionate about gaming that they're willing to gamble their physical and financial well-being to create their passion projects. An absolutely expertly crafted documentary that might even inspire you to try and make a game. To round things off, I wanted to include Danny O'Dwyer's NoClip, a Patreon-funded YouTube channel that has a steady stream of game documentaries. They've done deep dives on the Witcher series, the massive failure and tremendous comeback of Final Fantasy XIV, and Doom 2016's development, just to name a few. He covers a multitude of subjects, but for the most part, if you're wanting to get a grasp on the modern gaming landscape, and not necessarily esports, I highly recommend the YouTube channel NoClip. These are not the only documentaries available in the gaming space, but these represent some of the best the space has to offer. They're a great starting point that can help lead you further down this rabbit hole.